on the road again. I'm not going to sing any more of it. Wouldn't put you through that. We're starting today, heading towards 100 Mile House, where I will probably stop and get a coffee at Timmy's. And the reason it's called 100 Mile House is because back in the gold rush days, it was one of the roadhouses that the miners who were heading to the gold rush in Barkerville and points north could stop and stay and get a good meal, good night's sleep. We're kind of following the gold rush trail up north. So 100 Mile House is not famous for, but has the largest cross-country skis because it's an area that a lot of people come cross-country skiing to. They have a very nice info center here in 100 Mile House. Got a whole bunch of pamphlets to look at and read. I also got a sticker for the box. This is the Gold Rush Trail, and we are currently right here. And we're heading up to Williams Lake. This is a BC Express stagecoach number 14, and it's the only surviving coach of the Barnard Express and Stage Line that traveled between Ashcroft and Prince George as late as 1917. Now that we've been all infoed up at the 100 Mile House Info Center, Visitor Center, we're heading to Timmy's for coffee. This Timmy's in 100 Mile House always seems to be extra busy. The lineup is actually all the way out here on the street for the drive-thru. I don't need to go into the drive-thru, I can go inside, so maybe I will do that. That was a refreshing break at Tim Hortons. I was able to get all of my video files and things transferred, so I freed up space on my phone and on my camera, so that was good. Unfortunately, they didn't seem to have any plugins for recharging. I'm not sure if that was intentional on Tim Hortons' part to keep people from hanging around charging things too much. I don't know, but I'm okay. I've got my All Powers S2000 big battery with me, and it is charging up my phone and all kinds of other stuff, so I'm good for electricity at the moment. I put the S2000 on the floor in the front passenger feet area where I usually keep Gracie's litter box. And Gracie's litter box is now on the floor behind the passenger seat. And the reason for that was I figured I could access it easier on the floor in the front. There's more space there. So that app that came with the All Powers batteries, I mean, each one of them has a connection, Bluetooth connection to their app, has made it so I can control the battery from my phone at the back of the car, even though the battery is in the front of the car. So that works really well. It's quite a cool addition to having the battery accessible that way, so I can turn it on and turn it off, the DC and the AC. So that's pretty cool. Our next stop is the 108 Heritage Site. It's a place where they've collected a whole bunch of old heritage buildings, brought them all together so you can wander around and look at them. It's free. It's a really beautiful spot, and it's definitely worth stopping at. It's right across the street from a regular rest area where you can spend the night if you want to. While the collection of historic buildings gathered at the 108 Heritage Site are all really interesting, this one here has a pretty morbid story behind it. This was once the 108 Mile Hotel. It was rebuilt here from the original hotel and used as a store and post office. But back in 1875, it was a hotel run by Agnes McVie and her husband Jim McVie and her son-in-law Al Riley. They came to Canada from Scotland and appeared to have been on the run from the law there for alleged murders and beatings. At this time in history, girls were very scarce in this part of the country. Agnes made these her stock in trade. If young girls who unfortunately found themselves at the 108 Mile Hotel did not work for Agnes willingly, they were chained up in the attic and then sold to lonely miners for the night or as a wife to cook, clean, and keep him warm over the long winters on the gold claim. It seems that in 1875, a man named Henry Dawson came to the hotel and wanted to buy a girl. He had obviously done well for himself up in Barkerville, as he had $11,000 worth of gold on him. While drinking whiskey in the hotel, he was shot in the back, and his body was taken by wagon to a nearby lake and dumped in. During the next 10 years, Agnes McVie was instrumental in the murder of over 50 miners, gamblers, and unknown travelers. These murders went unnoticed because they only murdered and robbed those traveling alone. One such lone traveler was Agnes's downfall, though. Late in the spring of 1885, a successful gambler named MacDonald stopped at the 108 Hotel and purchased a 19-year-old girl from Agnes for $4,000. Instead of murdering him, she allowed him and the girl to leave for the goldfields. Many believe that Agnes may have fallen for this man, as she made him promise to stop by on his return. This was not to be. When MacDonald and the girl left, Agnes's husband Jim followed and shot MacDonald and stole his money. The girl managed to escape unharmed. Jim wasn't able to keep this latest murder to himself and told Agnes all about it. The next morning, she spiked his breakfast with poison and he died in agony. Agnes and her son-in-law were busily loading Jim's body into the wagon to be disposed of when the Northwest Mounted Police arrived on the scene. The girl who had escaped had met up with the patrol and was able to identify Jim's dead body as MacDonald's murderer. She was also able to accuse Agnes and Al Riley of murdering other travelers of the Caribou Wagon Road. A search of the hotel revealed much. Several girls were found chained in the attic, and MacDonald's money was found in the hayloft. After their arrest, Al Riley, hoping to get a lighter sentence, made a complete confession. This resulted in an extensive search of several lakes in the area, and a total of 49 male bodies and skeletons were discovered. None were identified. Agnes escaped the hangman's noose in Scotland and also in Canada. She managed to hide some poison when she was arrested and committed suicide in June of 1885. Al Riley was hanged regardless of his confession soon after his trial. But the story isn't done yet. Over the 10 years that this family preyed on prospectors and travelers, it is thought that Agnes accumulated a vast fortune in gold coins and nuggets in excess of $150,000. But only MacDonald's money was found in the hotel. It's rumored that Agnes buried these ill-gotten gains in different places around the property. In 1924, a rancher dug up $2,500 worth of gold less than a mile from where the original hotel stood. In more recent history, Block Brothers was clearing the site for the 108 airstrip and uncovered another $6,000 in gold coins. At today's gold value, that means that over $1 million is still buried, hidden by Agnes McVie, possibly within 1 mile of her house. So we've done our tour of the historic buildings here. Most of them were moved here at some point in the past. And we are now going to go and grab a coffee and sit on the grass in the sunshine. I hope you enjoyed visiting the 108 Heritage Site as much as I did and hearing about the people who used to live in the area. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye.